What's up, everybody?
Hey,
What up?
what's up?
Happy Tuesday.
Hey, what up? What up?
Zach, you had me waiting for the surprise photo, man. Was hoping it was going to be something good.
I know people are being safe nowadays.
Right.
I was on the lurk for something, but
Keeping those personal photos.
that was pretty good though. Hey, look how many views you got.
Yeah,
that
right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey guys,
I really thought it was funny. That's a good one.
Shout out to
I like that
dear
one. That was nice.
Lon. He showed up first in the chat, so welcome.
Yeah, how's it going,
Yeah,
everybody? Welcome to the show.
We got Homestead Lawn in, Elevated Lawnscape.
Got a good crew in.
Yeah, Sunny Bermuda.
Yard
Got your
Knock
sticker
Life.
this
He's
week.
started
Thanks
to be
for
a little more active on Instagram now.
Sunny Bermuda. I think he was maybe one of the first stickers I got.
yeah.
Same.
He's got a
I think
good one.
Justin just showed up just to see the shirt down there in Florida, sitting on the podcast. Thanks for joining us, Justin.
Grass
Making sure you're
Doctor's
wearing
in. Good to see him around again. Thanks for tuning in.
I got
So
the
what's
accountant's approval tonight, so Jamie, thank you. I appreciate that.
Man, where's Nate at? Oh, Nate is
He's
here.
in there.
I made
Nate,
it.
I got
Oh,
you
he
a
made it.
special. Man, I can't look at that.
Look at that.
25 ounces.
Ooh,
So it's the way to roll right there.
He's sucking on that
30.
bush.
The man can.
That is a man can right there.
Yep. Just for Nate.
It's got the little mini guys. It's the 12 ouncers.
So what's
Grace,
up, Andy?
no, Cody's
What are
not
we doing
coming on
tonight?
He's on baby duty tonight, Grace. So Cody won't be on, I don't think.
He's on baby duty. What's up, Dave Bilecki?
Brent's,
Grasshole.
Brent's out again.
Yeah, he's probably
Dave,
literally
that's
got
staying.
some.
That's how
He's
we're
probably-
opening every show.
He's probably literally got some baby duty with the dirty diapers too.
I don't envy him, man. Those days were tough.
So what's up, Andy?
All right, Andy, let's kick it off.
Oh, am I hosting? Okay.
Yeah.
You got
Thanks
it.
for
Man.
letting me know
Let's
before
go.
the show.
I appreciate that.
Surprise.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for showing up tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about herbicides, weeds, what you're doing, what we're doing. But before we can do that, I need everybody to bring up a glass.
Oh,
Yes. Yay.
Got that.
I think we're going to do a drawing later on tonight for a guest spot. And I think we might have something else in store that we'll get into a little bit later. I think you guys are going to like it. But with that, who wants to start it?
Yeah, what's up, Brian? You got anything for us?
Hello.
Right.
Lawntism.
Brian.
all right, guys. So we got together. Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
We got you, man.
Might be a little too slow.
Verizon commercial.
All
Can you
right.
guys hear me? All right.
There we
I'm
go.
gonna try to see if the connection will work.
And he's got that dial up tonight.
So basically, all right. Well, maybe we should move on. Let me restart.
All right. So
Technical difficulties.
if anybody doesn't know, we have a website, KOTG.live. You can go there. It's the links to all of our profiles. It's also links to if you want to listen to it on a podcast, an audio podcast like Spotify, Apple Music, Google. We got it all on there, all the info. We'd appreciate if you guys want to listen to it on the way to work, you go in there and you check it out from there. If you have YouTube Premium, sometimes that works out just the same, where you can just have your phone shut off and still listen to the audio. But also, if you're not subscribed, if you can subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, man. that website's, it looks pretty good. I've never been able to do anything like that. So I think it looks pretty good.
Sweet part about the website is you can order your official KOTG merch there.
Right.
It's like $20 for a t-shirt. So there's a link on there. You can click on that and just order your t-shirt straight from there. So
let's see some of that chest, Mark.
I was gonna say, sorry, I gotta take the fleece off, but I am rocking it tonight. Official KOTG gear right here.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
I thought you looked good before.
All right. So what are we talking about tonight?
Weeds.
What are we talking about?
Weeds.
Don't say yo.
Hey, anyone got any weeds right now? I don't have any weeds.
I think before we get into it, we need to, I called up our lawyer that we keep on retainer. We make so much money that he told us to keep, to make sure we say, we're not applicators. We're not licensed turf professionals. So please make sure
Take it
when you're
easy.
applying products, right? Follow the labels, follow the directions, make sure you're using products that are approved in your area. And that way you're all being, good stewards of the environment and taking care of your lawn and taking care of problems that you have in the right way. So, be responsible, do the right thing. It goes a long way.
Spray and pray, throw her down. Let's go.
Put that aside. Do what you want.
Right.
What's up, fellas?
Uh-oh.
What
Look who
up?
made it.
Oh,
Hey,
he made
made it in. Oh,
Made it.
man.
Just barely, but I made it.
Is that a bush light?
Avoided a
Nope.
few cops on the way.
I didn't get a chance to go get any bush lights, Nate. I have not been able to get to the store.
You're missing out, man. It
Well,
tastes like pure water right now, but yeah, that's
pure
good.
water.
That's Iowa water to you. Straight Iowa water.
So I don't have much for weeds right now, but we did have
Bullshit.
dandelions came washing through. I got a couple. I got some clover patches. We could talk about
I saw that clover in your video. I saw that clover in your TikTok.
I got to put myself on blast with that one.
That's
I got
not a
few
weed,
comments
man.
there.
That's clover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, we had a ton of dandelion, and that's pretty much gone now. But my pre-emergent kept me pretty well covered. I don't know that it specifically works for dandelion per se, but I think having the healthy lawn, it didn't hit me at all. But my entire neighborhood just got washed over like overnight with a couple good rains. If you guys have dandelion issues or have you guys had problems, what would you guys use, or what's something common to use for dandelions?
Cool season, warm season.
So I got cool season. Let's start off with that, I guess.
Yes, sir. That's something I was going to say. I don't even think about warm season stuff, and I know a lot of people, follow and listen. And whenever I speak and talk, I'm cool season only. But my first choice, if the weather's a little chilly outside, I like Speed Zone, and then as the weather warms up, Triplet or some type of 2,4-D.
2,4-D. I've heard a lot about that. Heard a lot about like dicamba too, but I don't know what benefit of one or the other, at least for clover or for dandelions. There's a better product.
Yeah, and 2,4-D and dicamba, those are the active ingredients in those herbicide brands that Olee listed, right? The Speed Zone, T Zone. So, even just as kind of a initial step, you can find those active ingredients in even just like the hose end sprayers that they sell at places like Lowe's. And they usually get pretty good results for, most of the common broadleafs, dandelions, things like that. So, you don't have to go super advanced right out of the gate. A great first stop, at least in my experience, has been, those hose end sprayers and the, those like little pump wand sprayer things for spot treatments.
Yeah, I hit the clover in my yard, that spot that I showed everybody so closely. I've hit it a couple of times with some bio-advanced hose end product, and it keeps coming back. So I don't know if I just don't hit it with enough, or if clover is just a tough one to knock out.
Yeah.
But it hasn't spread. It's pretty minimal, and it hasn't spread. I knocked it back pretty well the first year, so it's under control. So I might do that again here, at some point this season. But I'm not super worried because it's not doesn't seem to be getting worse. If anything, it's staying about the same.
Yeah. Yeah. For clover, you could find something with the active ingredient triclopyr. That usually does pretty good on things like clover and wild violet. And I think they even make a Weed Be Gone sprayer with that in it. I think it comes in like a gray handle, and it says like for clover and things like that right on the label. So you could look for that. But it's kind of funny too, and I think it was Olee, you mentioned kind of under your breath a little bit there that clover to some people's not necessarily a weed. So a weed is a plant that's growing where you don't want it to, right? So for some people, they have their whole lawns in like micro clover. That's kind of a new low input kind of lawn care idea that's starting to take hold. But for people like us, we want to smoke it out. So
yeah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah, I never used to mess with clover. I used to kind of let it go. And then my wife stepped on a bee last year. And I got to smoke it off every year now. She's making me. So I got to take care of the clover, so we can walk barefoot in the lawn.
Makes sense. I mean, and that'll creep in, man. My backyard, I don't put any kind of pre-emergent, haven't done anything. The clover is starting to take over. So, I mean, it will, if you don't keep an eye on it, it'll keep growing.
Zach, I assume you don't have large dogs then?
No, hell no.
Walking barefoot in your yard?
No.
All right.
I heard that clover tends to grow in areas that are low in nitrogen. Has anyone heard that, or is that true?
I've heard it likes phosphorus. I heard it likes phos.
It likes it?
Yeah.
I've heard it produces nitrogen.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
I've heard that too.
But I don't want it.
When it dies, it lets the nitrogen back out into your soil. Yeah.
Good. I killed it and I got some nitrogen.
There you go. Free fertilizer out there for you.
That's it.
It's a good cover crop.
For the deer.
Yeah.
Deer love it.
It don't stripe too well though.
Something interesting that I've discovered this year is that so in the fall on my front lawn, I applied a pre-emergent in the fall. I didn't overseed, put prodiamine down. In the spring, this spring, I put prodiamine down. In the back lawn, I seeded in the fall. So over the course of a spring, fall, and then another spring pre-emergent, I have probably 90% no weeds, or just grass, no weeds in my front lawn versus my back lawn, which is probably like 75-25. So, I mean, I think it's interesting with the pre-emergent. I mean, we always talk about crabgrass and POA that it can prevent, but I mean, there's about 30 to 40 some weeds that it can prevent. And I'm actually seeing that effect in my front lawn, which I've never went, between a spring, fall, and a spring. I never went 3 times in a row with a pre-emergent without seeding. Just this is my first time. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Congrats on your first time.
It's always the best.
Yeah, never forget it.
It's short-lived.
That's great. I mean, I have an issue with clover in both my front and my backyard. So I got the grand idea a couple weeks ago that I was going to blanket spray the whole thing with quinclorac, and it stressed out my front yard pretty good. So I don't know. You guys tell me if that was a good idea or bad idea. We talked about it a little bit in our group chat. I told you guys I was like freaking out. I was like, oh man, like what did I do? Maybe I did that a little too early. Especially because I wasn't thinking. I just saw clover and I was like, no, not having any clover in the front yard this year. Not doing it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to take care of it. And instead of spot spraying it, I just went ahead and blanket sprayed the whole thing, not remembering, just not thinking because I got a little overexcited. Like, oh, you dope. You overseeded this spring. So yeah. I'm still kind of waiting to see how much, what the impact on some of that new stuff was, but it's recovering pretty good. So I went ahead and kind of let it ride. And then after about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I was going to do a application of like soil hume anyway. So I did that. And then this past week I hit it with some 600 with iron in it. So, we'll see kind of how it goes. It's looking pretty good so far. So I'm going to get out there in the morning. I'm going to take a picture of it, and then I'll share kind of like the progression from what it looked like at its worst, and then what it's looking like today. So that's kind of my planned out post for tomorrow. I figured it would be good to kind of like piggyback on this because it's not totally recovered, but that's what I did. And then I went through the backyard this weekend and I spot sprayed the clover with quinclorac as well. So
did the quinclorac take care of the clover?
Yeah, it did. I posted a picture of that. Like, I didn't post kind of like the damage because I figured, well, let me see how it recovers. And then I kind of want to do, on Instagram, I figured I'd just do like a whole, like one post, kind of like start to finish. Here's what it looked like. Here's how bad and stressed out it looked. And then here's how long it took to recover and what I did. But yeah, I'd posted some pictures of the clover, and it definitely got it. It got it pretty good. So, I have no problems with that, but I think it's probably better just to spot spray it, because what I found when I blanket sprayed it is there wasn't just clover in my front yard. I also had a lot of sedge that I didn't really notice or didn't really think was there, wasn't paying close enough attention, but I had some big spots kind of on the left side of my front yard of some sedge that it totally just wiped out. Had these big all brown spots on the side. I was like, oh, all right. Well, that's didn't really notice that. So it, I guess it's, kind of good and bad. It's like I stressed my yard out real quick early in the season, and but I also killed off a lot of pretty much everything that's in there that's not grass. So
yeah, like
win loss, you tell me.
and Jason Cyberlick kind of says the same thing. So it's the beauty of DIY, man. If you do something wrong, you just learn and start over.
That's it. The lawn's a lab.
Yeah. So real quick question from Winging It. He wants to know what everyone uses for surfactants.
I want to know that too.
I like methylated seed oil. Dynamic.
Too.
Dynamic.
Yep, methylated seed oil.
Methylated seed
Yeah,
oil.
with like that Accelerate and many other products, that's what they recommend is a MSO versus a normal surfactant.
Yeah, that I'm using the normal. What's it? Southern Ag sells that little jug of a surfactant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I actually have the Southern Ag methylated seed oil. So
yeah, I use the same thing too.
Oh, is there
Southern
a
Ag's-
difference between methylated seed oil and what do they call it, like crop oil or something like that? Is that the same thing?
The stuff that I've got actually is modified vegetable oil. It's Dynamic is the name brand, and it was recommended to use with Pylex.
And I know certain things, if you put it down a little too heavy, you can actually burn your grass with it. So, I mean, you want to make sure. I know when people put in surfactants, they're normally just kind of like, well, at least I do. I just kind of guess with the surfactant, but methylated seed oil, you really got to measure that out.
Yeah, it looks like the Southern Ag. I just looked up the Southern Ag. It says it's a polyoxyethylene glycol.
That's the one I use. That's my go-to.
Yeah, OSU turf man saying be careful with MSO in the heat. That's kind of what I was getting at.
We're careful with that.
So if you're spraying
Zach,
post-emergent, do you need surfactant on, like, would it benefit to always use a little bit of surfactant, or are there different kinds where you're getting into the roots, or does it matter?
No,
Is it good rule of thumb?
It's good to, especially if you got something that's got a waxy leaf and you want to definitely get the herbicide or whatever you're doing into the leaf.
Yeah, and it's also going to break the surface tension of water and help you get that smooth coverage.
Yeah.
But also, there are, herbicides out there too that have, surfactants or adjuvants, proprietary adjuvants in the solution of the herbicide where you don't need to add anything else to it.
Yeah, but those are like $400.
Well, I've been working with Lawn Cube, and they sent me what's called Battleship. And there's quite a bit of stuff in there. I'm not well versed in all the different types of herbicides and all the different ingredients and everything that go in it. Half of the stuff I can't even pronounce, but you know, I was told that that was pretty good stuff. And I just sprayed it over at the project lawn that I have going on my in-laws house.
As long as you spot spray, you're good on that, bro. Don't blanket spray like Brent. Careful with that.
Yeah.
But I heard he does get the job done. I have a lot of buddies up there, up north that are professional applicators, and that's what they use. They use MSO. They're very careful with that as well.
What are you
spot
using on the
spray?
St. Augustine?
With it down here, bro, honestly, it's not really the annual weeds, it's the perennials that we battle a lot. And if you're in the south, you know what I'm talking about. It's really tough to take care of those perennial weeds.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like those weeds, they're easy to control with like, for example, I have Celsius here. This is my favorite, it's my go-to. It pretty much can take out, you know, everything. But when it comes to perennials, oh man, it's tough. It's not like in Dallas area where it gets kind of cold and Bermuda goes dormant. What people do, they just apply Glide, and those perennials are gone. Down here, it's, you know, you have to either pull them or just cut the part of the grass and, you know, replug. Kind of tough, man, with the perennials down here, and then you see a lot of them everywhere. With St. Augustine, the most questions I get is with Bermuda. Well, they think Bermuda is a weed when it's on the St. Augustine, because it actually puts like a little seed head that goes like this. But the only thing that we can control Bermuda on St. Augustine is atrazine. That's another thing that we use down here, atrazine as a post-emergent. We use a lot of Cerny as well. This is also very good for like sedge, like for sedges and stuff like that. Or if you don't want to spend that much money, Sedgehammer gets the job done as well for sedge. Because Celsius does not control sedges. Sedgehammer or Cerny do. You know, there's a lot of variety of stuff out there for southern grass, but these are my big three that I use. And then southern AG surfactant, I use that as well a lot. And I only spot spray. I never blanket spray.
And Celsius is for warm season.
Yes, only for warm season. And the good thing about Celsius is that you're able to use it with Bermuda, all warm season turf, all of them. So that's why Celsius is actually pretty good. There's more like Blindside. I try to stay away from those because temperature has a lot to do with it. And over here, bro, we're talking like 100+ degrees throughout the whole season. Well, in the summer, where Celsius you can apply on either hot and cold and rarely any damage. So that's why my go-to is Celsius, and it's expensive, but it'll last you a lifetime. You can actually treat up to 90,000 square feet, and per application, you're actually spending close to $1.25 per gallon. So it comes a long way.
Yeah, and you guys have the things like Revolver and what's that, Negate? Yeah,
all of that.
Yeah,
like I said, we don't use that that'll be mostly for Bermuda. Like I said, we don't see Bermuda down here. We mostly see St. Augustine, which is like 95% St. Aug, and then the other 5% is St. Aug with Bermuda. It's very rare to see a fully established Bermuda lawn in South Texas. Very rare, very rare. You can see that like in San Antonio area and you know up, but South Texas is all St. Augustine.
Yeah.
So hope that's good for the people watching. Read the label, like everybody says. Read the label. Do not apply anything without reading the label, guys.
Right. Yeah, especially things like Negate. You know, that one kind of caught some attention a while back with.
Is that video you're talking about?
Yeah, probably. But you know that has some really specific mixing instructions, and for certain reason, because the chemicals that are in Negate, that metsulfuron methyl or whatever the active ingredient is, if you mix that stuff wrong and in the wrong proportion, you're mixing at rates that can like kill mature trees and like it just completely smokes everything that's alive in your yard. And not only that, but then it turns your soil into basically like, salt of the earth. You can't grow anything in your soil. So not only you kill everything, but then you kill your soil and you can't get any plants to grow. So that's one of those things where you gotta, make sure that's the lesson. And that's the lesson when you see people putting those videos out, right? Is follow the label, make sure you know what the product you're applying, and follow the label almost to the letter.
Right, guys. So like I said, do your homework first before you apply your herbicides, because that can literally kill trees and pretty much every living organism down there. So
yeah, because you got to mix that stuff up with like 20 gallons of water just to get a base solution, don't you? Like,
you got to mix the whole little bottle of Negate into, I think it's at least like a gallon or two of water to make the solution, and then you use that solution to make your mixes, because you have to use the whole bottle, because if you mix one granule wrong by just trying to pull out little amounts of the powder that's in there, you risk messing up the mix.
Yeah, all the dilutions and stuff, not that I can't do it, I just haven't taken that step to do some of these more the concentrates and the backpack sprayers and stuff. But that's something I have in my mind, for seasons going forward, is to start dipping my toes into that stuff, because it seems like there's a lot more options than some of these ready to use. And then you could save some money in the long run by getting the concentrates or what have you. You have, the equipment.
I have a question for you, Cool Season folks. So does turf get enough thick that it chokes out weeds? Because with Saynol, it literally can choke out any weed, literally. But I don't know about Cool Season. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about that as well. Because I like to do everything. I'm a person alone. I like to do it organically. Either try to pull them out, or let the turf take care of the choke out the weed. But I don't know about what you guys think about that.
I don't think that's 100% true, because the turf that I have is fairly thick, and a lot of times when I post pictures, people are like, "Damn, that's thick," and I still have some chickweed and still fighting with some POA, and I can't believe that it's there, but it's there. So I always was told if the sun could hit it, it's going to grow some weeds, but as thick as this is, the sun's not hitting the ground. But
yeah. I mean, I think it definitely helps to have a thick turf, and you're out there mowing it, and that's all the integrated pest management strategy where you're doing the cultural practices that actually help build your lawn to be resilient to getting weeds in the first place. But it does happen, and that's when you want to come in and kind of get rid of them, because they're not wide enough spread that you don't have to do blanket spray. You can do spot sprays, but then you also prevent the weeds from getting kind of a foothold and killing the grass that's there, creating more empty spots, and the weeds then actually start to take ground in your lawn. So you gotta stay on top of it. And that's like, the worst weeds are the ones that are like the neglected lawns, where people aren't mowing right and people aren't taking care of their grass the right way. And, that's where, you really see the pressure. So there's definitely something to it. It's not the entire solution, but I think it helps, and anything that you could do to help, that's not necessarily putting a chemical on the ground is a good first step.
Mm-hmm. We had talked about it a little bit a couple of weeks ago when we were speaking about POA. But one of the things that I find is I really tend to get the weeds that I do have are not in the middle of my lawn. It's mostly around the edges. It's like near my driveway and along the curb, out to my house, and kind of like at the edge of where I put the pool up. That's where I tend to find the most clover patches, and I'll have like a couple little outliers here and there. But most everything that I have, and it's all in patches. I mean, it's, I'm talking like maybe half a square foot or a square foot patch here and there. So it's not like there's a widespread, kind of like clover problem, but, where I tend to find it, it seems to be kind of on the edges. And we had talked about that before, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the edges are, the areas that are getting the hottest from, all the heat radiating into the yard from the driveway and your sidewalks and the street. Along the driveways where you're probably walking the most, getting in and out of your cars and walking through the yard. Same with your pool, and then those are the areas that are getting the most compacted and the most sort of, the grass is kind of wearing out. So, those become more favorable to weeds. In addition to, your string trimmer, taking your string trimmer along the edge, right? You're actually beating up the ground underneath there, and you're creating bare spots in the grass just by putting that edge on there. And that's why a lot of like liquid pre-emergents they call it like the edge rate, where you actually apply a heavier pre-emergent barrier along those edges because they get beat up so much. You want it to kind of last a little bit longer and kind of get a little bit thicker of a pre-emergent barrier in there to withstand that. So, those things, where it's getting compacted and where it's hot, those are the things that the weeds like. Your grass doesn't like it, and
right.
that's where the weeds start to come in.
Yep.
So I just saw in the chat that Terry Allen said he's already getting sedge popping up in his yard. And I know, David, you mentioned a little bit about like sedge hammer and sedge down south. I don't have it yet, but I certainly get nuts edge real bad every year. And I used sedge hammer for the first time last year, and that really did a great job. I was really impressed. I bought like a ready to use spray bottle the year before, and I tried to go and spot spray the roots, but there's just so many little shoots popping up. It was tough. So getting like a little spray bottle and kind of just waving it across those areas within, I think, like a week or two, they were toast. So that worked really well for me.
That sedge, nut sedge, any type of sedge, yellow sedge, whatever. You gotta be very careful when you really don't want to pull those suckers out, because they have seeds underneath.
Yeah,
and they say under there, so it's gonna be reproducing all the time.
Yep, that was my mistake my first year. I was pulling out, get this sucker out of here.
Nutlets.
Yeah,
I learned my
you literally pop the nut. You can't.
You bust that nut, it comes back.
I'm over there, I busted so many nuts.
Nut sedge is
takes a while though.
It's a huge issue where I live, and I see people pulling it all the time, and they're pulling only maybe like an inch deep on it, so they're not even coming close, but they're definitely popping the nut.
You gotta go more back, but you gotta go more than an inch to pop those nuts off. Yeah.
Hey Mark, how many times do you pull on that thing?
I've been tugging on. Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's kind of good that I ended up killing it all in my front yard.
Going back to herbicides, I know my boy Olee, he mentions this a lot on his Instagram stories, that it's better for you guys to look into active ingredient herbicides instead for long term, for your lawn. You'll save a lot more money compared to going to Home Depot with getting those hosing sprayers. They're cheap, 20, 30 bucks, but it'll just be on one application where,
right. Yeah.
So if you guys are us as DIYers, and for the people looking to active ingredient herbicides, I promise you will never go back to Lowe's to buy that hosing sprayer. I mean, you can, but it's better if you just invest one time on a good product and call it a day.
Yeah.
So I suggest for everybody, the chat will not be disappointed. Shop for active ingredients.
Yeah, I agree with that, David. I mean, that's kind of like, I mentioned quinclorac before. I mean, that's the active ingredient in Image.
Yep.
And hey, little girl. Yeah. Get in there. But that's the active ingredient in Image. And I had some Image at one point, and I just kind of looked at it and was like, oh no, let me go ahead and just buy it. And you could buy a whole bottle of quinclorac for, I don't know, like $10 more than one hose in sprayer of Image. you know, and so, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like that with all of them, I'm sure.
Do your homework on what, you know, you want to identify what type of weeds you have, if perennials, if annuals, or even if you can just pull them out, you know, but look into active ingredients that you, like I said, I promise you will never go back. That's my, like I said, that's my tip for you guys.
Yeah, that's definitely something, as you know, as we get more advanced, like that's, you know, a great thing to do. But, you know, I said earlier, and I still, you know, recommend that people that are just getting into, you know, lawn care for the first time, you know, starting with those hose end sprayers is a great way to kind of learn the ingredients, learn how to spray. They're readily available, so, you know, you don't have to, you know the secret website to go to find them online. But, you know, like you said, David, there's definitely a cost to that convenience of having them right there at the Lowe's. And as we get more and more into it, you know, I only use what I have left over. You know, I'm not buying new hose end sprayers and new, you know, jugs of the Weed Be Gone. But they do work. They work pretty well. So, you know, it's a great first step.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you are gonna buy like a hose end sprayer, I've seen lots of mistakes where it says for southern turf, or I have a lot of customers that like, I applied this product, whatever. They don't read the active ingredient. Active ingredient on that hose end sprayer was 2,4-D on St. Aug. Oh my God. Complete stunt the lawn. It's so like I said, you can't use 2,4-D on St. Aug. Atrazine, like I said, but just be careful, read the label, and make sure it's for your turf.
Well, you can't use 2,4-D on St. Aug because it's a weed, right? So to kill it. I'm just kidding, David. I'm just kidding.
Got him.
I'm just playing.
Have y'all seen this here?
Oh, Vexus. Oh, bro. Yes, that is the most underrated herbicide right now in the market, and not a lot of people know about it.
It's just a shake.
Yep, that just man. That is. I'm right. I'm good. I'm proud you brought it up, bro, because that is the most underrated herbicide right now, and it takes care of sedges too, which is
that's
awesome.
why I got it, was for some sedge, just to give it a shot.
Yes,
and it was like,
that's a big jug.
Hey,
look into that, and it's
go big or go home, right?
Yeah, nice jugs there, Olee.
Is that what she said?
Sorry, we got little ears here.
She
boys.
can't.
Come on.
She can't hear nothing.
Earmuffs.
We good.
Yeah. So Vexus is nice, man. You guys.
So you guys have actually used that? Because when I was at Site One, they were talking about that. They call it their pepperoni shaker. With like, yeah. So you guys actually like that?
I've tried it.
It's something different, man. To be honest, but it's slow. It's slow to kill, but it's job done, and that's why Vexus is super underrated. Not a lot of people know about it, and you know, people that I've talked to, they're like looking to Vexus. They're like, "What's that?" Look into it, and that thing takes care of sedges like a champ.
What I like about it is, you know, every morning I try to walk around the house and just check on everything, just, you know, look at everything before I go to work. And if you got a little spot of sedge, you ain't going to go grab the backpack sprayer and mix up sedge hammer or, you know, something like this here. You know, you go grab this and go on to work.
So it's just like little granules you just sprinkle around? Or
and then it waters in.
Yeah, it's a granular version of what, sulfentrazone?
No, I don't think so.
I can't say it's.
I don't think so. I don't know the active ingredient on that one, but my buddies that used it, and they gave me to try it out, and it works. I don't know the active ingredient on that one, to be honest. I don't think it's sulfentrazone.
I'll remember that name. So it might be easier for my small little yard too. Shake and bake.
Super easy.
It doesn't say there, Olee?
Yeah, I can't say it, but I'll type it.
Yeah, no, it's not sulfentrazone for sure. You know how herbicides have those long ass, can't really understand, you know, pronounce them.
Pyrimethamine, PYR. Imistolfan. I have no idea if I'm
Oh,
emphasizing the right spot.
0.025.
Bill is good at that. He's a pharmacist. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, right.
I can sure, I can try. He's like when you read the shampoo bottles as a kid going to the bathroom, you get practice as a kid.
Yeah,
Parental
that's what we had to read before. Yeah, before smartphones.
Yeah,
We had to read the shampoo bottles.
Where I live my love of medicine, shampoo bottles. I'll check that stuff out. That's interesting. I had no idea what that is. And
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
sulfran.
that'd be kind of neat.
I'm looking it up right now because I
Thanks,
wanted to
Dave.
see if it was a controlled one, because I live in New Jersey, and New Jersey has a lot of controlled herbicides. So
California,
I
New
can't
York,
get
and
Nothing for you.
zone.
is it Puerto Rico?
So
Yeah,
there's a lot of
my
stuff.
own says you can sell it on your place. It just says
Mhm.
California, New York, and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, so that's why
You're good, man.
I figured I'd look it up real quick because
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that people say, oh, we'll try this, and I'm like, well, I can't get speed zone unless I get creative. I can't buy it from Do My Own or any place else and get it shipped to me. So
So let me ask you this: what kind of tip you guys working with when you spray herbicides? When you're going at some weeds, what kind of tip? You using a fan? You using a cone? You using a foam? What are you using?
I use fan tip.
Yeah,
Use fan tip as well.
the foliar fan tip.
Yeah,
Yep. Same thing.
Yeah.
Get that nice fine mist from the tip. Yeah.
Something,
Just the tip, though.
something
Tip matters.
something else I recommend is something like blue dye. Where you've hit the spots you've hit. Look into that as well. That little thing goes a long way. You don't want to hit you don't want to apply too much of the product in the same spot. You might hit kill the turf. So you got to be very careful. Knowing where you've hit it before with blue dye will get the job done.
Hey guys, we got some drawings and stuff to get to, but I wanted to announce something real quick. I don't know if you guys did the lawn of the week yet or not, but
No, not yet.
hey, we wanted to let all of you know in the live chat that we are appreciative of you guys and the support that you've given us since we started 15 episodes ago. I'll let you guys know that you're not only supporting us, but we are fans of you guys. And so something we talked about this week is that we want to come up with a lawn of the week for our supporters, fans, whatever. And so we've been keeping an eye on some of you guys, and we decided for this week that we are going to pick for the lawn of the week. His name on Instagram, it's Smokin' Stripes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have a lawn of the week.
Do we have a picture?
We're gonna. Oh
We
yeah,
should.
we do. But we're gonna have a lawn of the week, and we're gonna pick one every week, and we're gonna showcase some of our viewers, some sweet lawns we're seeing on Instagram, YouTube, wherever we see them, just some DIYers, and so Smoking Stripes.
So we just want to give him 15 minutes of fame here. Look at that lawn.
Looking
That
good.
logo, though, man, that logo is made by some
Yeah.
badass dude.
Man, something I like about that guy is that he's
Talk about
always asking,
weeds.
right? He's always
Yeah,
asking
right.
questions. He's always asking, he's always reaching out. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
you can find him on
Seems to
Instagram.
work.
He's not under well, you might be able to find him under Smoking Stripes, but his Instagram name is Alan Resberger, AlanRensberger. So shout out to Alan who's Smoking Stripes.
Nice.
Yeah, if you look at
Looking good.
I was gonna say, you look at his lawn. He posts a lot of like last year versus this year, and he did a fall overseed, and it's came in really, really nice this year. So I mean, talking with him, he's super pumped.
Yeah.
I mean, he's ecstatic. I mean,
He's
it looks great.
he's a huge Olee fan too, man. He follows Olee big time.
Now, if you guys here in the chat and those listening here on the podcast, keep posting those pictures because we're watching, we're looking, and you may be featured next week or the week after. So keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, springtime.
So yeah,
Lawns be looking good.
that's a badass Instagram lawn right there. That's sweet. He's keeping them straight. Look at this one right here. Phew.
Yeah, good color.
Love
Good
that.
color, thick.
Good.
Got my approval for those stripes.
Little Honda mower in there.
Stripe
Is that what
Life
that is?
approved.
Stripe Life approved, huh?
It is. It's a Stripe Life approved lawn.
Thick and tall, just like my women.
But sorry about that.
Oh man.
All right, and we're doing a giveaway too, right?
Yeah.
All
I don't know.
right. So
Yes.
Cody, in his absence, he's kind of coming through on that end since he's busy with the baby, but he is putting up some more fun Honda merchandise. It's there's a beanie, there's a pin. What else is there, guys?
You had one of those little like pop sockets for your phone.
Oh, flashlight.
Flashlight.
Like a battery charger, all that kind of stuff. So it's quite the little swag pack that he's putting up there. So we're gonna do that as our giveaway, and so we need to come up with a name. So we just want to
Well,
type in Honda.
Honda.
Last week was moist. And
I
I know the
know.
word. What's the word of this week? I mean, it was a three-letter word that we've said a lot.
Weed.
Just the tip.
Weed.
I was thinking nut.
Nutlets. Nutlets.
That was the new word this week. So
It's like Dave
Nutlets.
Bilecki just said nuts with a
There it
Z.
is.
It's true. When you pull out that nut sedge, it does. It literally has like a bunch of nuts. And it's like it looks like little nuts, like little
Like,
you know, little nuts you'd buy in a bag to eat. Like, I mean, that's
It
what they
looks
look like.
Yeah, like little beads kind of down there. Yeah.
But the problem is you don't get them all. So then the nut sedge is right back.
Yep.
Dave Bilecki's right. We need another 20 likes and we'll do it.
Olee, I'm
Yep, we need some
disappointed
more.
that I haven't heard D's nuts on the audio yet.
Oh dang! my little girl has started touching everything.
all right, now we do have 22 likes right now, but we got 46 people on, so we're gonna wait till we get about 30 more or not 30 more, but 8 more likes to get to 30 before we do this giveaway. So if you haven't already, hit that like button.
These
Let
nuts.
us know.
Got it.
Oh man!
There we go.
I don't know what I like better, actually hearing the sound effect or hearing Olee react to the sound effect.
It never gets old, man.
Tell you
It
what,
never
man, my
gets
wife
old.
says we're a bunch of 13-year-olds sometimes on the show, and she's not wrong.
Hey, man.
Absolutely.
If you
She's
ain't
not wrong at all.
laughing,
That's the
if
point.
you ain't laughing, you dying. So laugh.
Oh man, my humor peaked in like junior high, and it hasn't changed since. So nothing wrong with that.
We're at 30 already,
Uh,
guys. 33.
All right, there we go.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, so everybody's typing in nut into the chat.
These nuts. Got it.
Type nut if you want to be entered in for the Honda swag.
Okay, Brian just sounded so matter of fact. Everybody's typing in nut.
You know,
And, that's what
speaking
we're
of nut,
doing.
my pull-out game's pretty strong when it comes to weeds, man.
Oh my
Oh.
Doing that.
Especially after a good rain and it's all moist.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
geez.
wet. It
Comes
just
right out.
slides right out. Yeah.
It's the best time to do it.
I can't wait to
Yep.
listen to this on the podcast, guys.
Oh man.
Mm.
All
All right, I
right,
got
so
one more for you. Ready? That is what she said.
Really though, like, you know, all jokes aside, like, you know, if you can pull a weed out, you got a few, you know, pull it out when you can.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
Organic is the
it
way, man.
and it I mean most weeds besides like, you know, sedges and some other things, it's going to take it out for good almost, unless it's, like unless it's seeding or,
dandelion, you got to get that
out.
47-inch taproot out with it. Yeah, pay your kid $0.25 a weed and let them go crazy out in the yard and let them do the work for you.
Problem is half the kids like dandelions.
Right.
Yeah.
My daughter literally does not like it when we pull them out.
We don't get those down here, guys. But I heard a lot of stories about those suckers.
You never seen one?
I've seen them, but we don't get them down here.
No, I'm kidding, man.
They're thick this year. They came early too.
Yeah.
I mean, usually they're starting to pop. They're starting to pop like now, but heck, they've been here for a month.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's one thing I don't have, which I'm pretty thankful for.
Do you guys get Bermuda up there or no? Like common Bermuda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think through the transition zone we see it. I don't see it too much in my yard. Knock on wood, thankfully. But
Zach's growing some though.
Yeah, I don't get it, but I'm gonna have it. End of June.
Yeah, so it's not a weed if it's not out of place, right? You want it, so it's not a weed to you, right?
Yep. I got the seed.
Lawn Radiance is in the chat here asking if anyone has used a weed picker tool.
I saw the lawn tools posted a video on that. Looks pretty cool.
That
chemicals.
Grabs it.
Yeah, like a little grabber thing.
Yeah, it's called like the old granddad something weed puller or something like that.
Yeah.
And that looks awesome. It's not expensive either. It's like $25, $30 or something like that.
Was that the deal where you step on it and then it rocks back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
It's like a back saver maybe, but I don't have enough weeds to really need one of those things. Really.
Yeah. He gets in there with the little pinch and pull maneuver.
Right.
Yeah.
I've used the Pro Plugger tool. It's kind of one of the advertising points on that tool is to also use it for pulling weeds, and it works. Yeah. It works nice but then you know it's a pretty large diameter, like
leaves a little hole in the yard.
You create one problem when you solve another one, right?
Right, exactly.
That thing pulls some monster plugs though. In those pictures you had, I was like, damn, I was jealous.
Yeah, I like it. It's a great tool. You can pull it in 2, 4, and I think 6-inch plugs. Yeah, it's really nice.
So what are you doing, Vince, after you pull that? Are you just throwing a little bit of seed in the bare spot?
Well, what I do is I will go to a more like an area of my yard that's not very like a prime spot, and I'll grab a piece of turf like from there.
Gotcha.
And I'll transplant that to the area that is the more prime location where the weed was.
Mm-hmm.
Put that back in, and then I'll crumble the dirt from the plug that had the weed in it and fill that other hole back up, and I'm able to get the whole weed and the root out, and then I'll just throw that away.
Just like a golf course would do. That's amazing. That's smart. I like that.
All right, guys, I got all the names in for the Honda swag.
Let's do it.
Move on to that, and because we also got a draw for a guest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're moving right along here. Okay, so let me share the screen here. We had 26 nuts on our chat.
Olee, get that Wheel of Fortune ready.
Yeah, let's get that sound ready. So we're on 15, so I'm going to shuffle 5 times. So here goes 5 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go full screen. Here we go for the giveaway Honda swag.
No music, so let's say go Hawks.
Rooted lawn care.
Rooted. Yeah, Vince.
Congratulations.
That was close.
Right away, buddy.
See, it's a theme. You come on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Papa.
Papa.
Come on the show as a guest. You're going to win a swag pack somehow. So. But speaking of coming on the show as a guest, so next week we're planning on having someone from the chat featured with us like we have in the past. So, and we want to do that drawing tonight. So if you are interested, if you would like to be our guest next week, you need to type in the chat KOTG. And then from those names, we will draw one on the wheel and we'll have you on next week as our guest.
Heck yeah. Who all we've had so far? Papa Moslow, we had Vince,
Lawn,
we had Made You Look.
Lalo.
Lalo.
It was we've had some sweet people on here, so
yeah.
Let's get somebody else awesome on.
Yeah.
You don't need that's what's fun. That's what's fun about doing it is, I mean, we're interacting with everybody on Instagram, all week long. And, it's cool to sit down and get somebody else on the show and, have them talk about what they've got going on. I love that. Get to know people better, just grow the community even stronger,
They've all been from different areas too. Like we've had Pennsylvania, down south, California. I mean, awesome. And that's all like Davidson put some of that stuff I've never even thought about. So I mean, like that's cool stuff to get that different perspective.
Yes, sir.
KOTG round 2. You don't qualify, so
yeah, we're spinning again. Not only did you win the viewer thing before, but you won the thing tonight. So you're definitely not. Sorry.
So hey, Nate, you using the weed and feed this year?
I don't know yet. I mean, I've in the past I have, but the toughest part is it's so tricky. You got to time it perfect. With moisture, with rain, and it's got to be wet, and then it's tricky to do. It is.
That's tricky. Tricky to time it when it's wet.
You got to get it wet at just the right time. Yeah.
Man, this chat has evolved so quickly here in the last 10 minutes.
I don't know. I'm honestly I've been looking, for a small lawn, the liquid weed and feeds that you just hook up to a hose and sprayer, to me, that's a good option for a small lawn, but someone with, let's just say half an acre, I don't know if that's feasible. But yeah, I don't know yet. I mean, I did buy a bag just because that store's half hour away. So I bought it. I don't know if I'll use it or not. It's in the garage. I think it kind of depends on with the heat. We had a couple of 80-degree days this week. So with that, you're going to see more stuff popping. I guess it kind of depends what I have come up right now. I don't plan on it because, kind of like you guys said, right now, I'm just seeing stuff around the edges, next to the patio, on the sidewalk where my wife likes to drive, and stuff like that. Stuff like that I can easily treat with a spray bottle or mix something up and just hit it with a pump sprayer. I don't even believe I have enough for a backpack sprayer right now. But the sedge, the nut sedge is starting to pop. I see some of that in my front lawn right now, which even that I feel like it's early, but I'm starting to see some of that. So I do plan on probably, spraying the front lawn with some sedge hammer because I have some of that. But other than that, I at this point in time, I don't plan on it. So,
Nate, for reference, most people don't consider half an acre a small lawn.
No. I'm saying if you have a half an acre, then I don't think it's a good option to, because you'd have to buy probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 of those hose and sprayer bottles to cover it. So I'm just saying from that standpoint, no. But if I had 4,000 or 5,000 square foot, then yeah, it probably covers it with one bottle or something. But I don't know. I haven't looked into those too much. I've seen them more now than I have before. Just convenience. Convenience is the key. In a lot of, look at Amazon, for instance. That's why it's so popular, because you can just order it so convenient. So for something, you can just hook up to a hose and spray. You don't have to measure. You don't have to time it perfect. You don't have to do any of that stuff.
Yeah,
that's why those products are becoming more. They're becoming more popular with the DIY homeowner, just because, like I said, you can buy it. It doesn't matter. The only thing you got to avoid is probably a windy day. But you don't have to. Oh, it rained. There's some moisture on the leaves, so go out and throw it down. And if it doesn't, you got to water it in a couple of days after. So
you can come too. Just the weed can come back too with those. because they're not so concentrated. That's the thing. That was my point on that.
Yeah.
Sweet. So we got the names ready, Brian.
Yeah, yep, got the names already here. So sure.
All right, let's see who we got.
I mean, just like real quick, just like anything though, if you don't have an equal spread, if you miss, if you're using your spreader and you don't get close enough to the edge, or you miss a whole stripe or something like that, or when you're spraying
Overlap.
liquid, I mean, I'm just saying, cross your patterns. But with anything, if you miss a corner, whether it be liquid or granule, it's going to grow. So no matter what it is, whatever you choose to do, it's just got to be the proper application. You got to hit it, and if you have a junk spreader and it's not spreading right, you may have some issues too. So,
Yep.
And also, before I share my screen, I just want to let you guys know we do have a celebrity among us. We got the Pharm Dad, who has hit 2.5 million? No, 2.5 million views on one of his reels.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro, 2.5 million.
Yeah, that one blew up.
Which one?
Surprised. Single doubles.
Single doubles.
Oh, man, that's the
Big
one
time.
I remixed with you, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do a checkerboard pattern this weekend, and I'm always been out of commission, but I'm waiting on my brake cable to come in. So I finally get to mow again. I've been itching to get out there.
Yeah,
That's
got him
awesome.
up to over
I
8,000
5 minutes
followers
for
too.
your YouTube channel. It takes me like 40 hours to edit it. Imagine a what's it called, TikTok, whatever.
TikTok.
It'll take 5 days.
I can't do the YouTube, man. That stuff, you get that long form stuff is hard, man. Stuff like what Vincent, you guys are doing. I'm like, yeah, give me 20 seconds. If people like it, great. If not, I'll make another one next weekend. I don't know.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that one took off. That one took off, Bill. That
Give me
was,
20 seconds.
that was awesome.
Yeah, and in those
20
20
seconds.
seconds, you're doing more than most YouTubers are in one video.
That's
So,
true. Yeah.
And it's all luck, man. Some guy ripped my videos. I just found out today he ripped them and reposted them as his own on Instagram, and they only got like 100 views. So I don't know. There's something about, I think, timing of doing it and picking the right song, and who knows. I don't know. We'll see. It's fun.
Oh man, thank you for the
Congrats.
tips.
All right, here, so we're going to share the
Yeah.
screen here. So we had 11. So that's pretty good. I mean, like you guys, if
Yeah.
you remember when
Good
we
chances.
first offered this, we had 4 people interested, and now we're still getting double digits even after having quite a few people on. So double digits. I'm not going to shuffle this time. This was right because people put their name in. I took whoever typed it in first, and I just went down the line. So no shuffles this time. And here we go.
we got the perfect cut in here. What's up, man?
All right.
These nuts.
Weekend Weird.
Ew.
Got him.
What up?
Nice.
Got him.
Congrats, man.
All right, so Weekend Wear, we'll get in touch with you, get you all the details for next week and stuff.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Man, I'm let down.
What happened?
I don't see not a one hashtag tacos and turf. Dang it.
Heard when I saw it. Oh,
I was going to give this away.
that posted it.
Oh, nice.
Let me see.
What I was going to do to the first person that had that in there. I was like, I put a little hint in the post today, like who will be the first to post tacos and turf, and I was going to give that away. Dang it.
Mm.
Dang.
Those tongue tacos were good the other night.
The other day.
Got some tongue.
I think I was the first one.
Keep dropping those hints, Olee. Maybe they'll do it next week. Secret giveaway
Next
from
time.
Olee.
Next time.
I was going to surprise somebody. Dang it.
Try again next week. Give them a little something else. See if anybody catches it.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Olee's stories and his posts.
So hey, this is kind of out there, but any viewers, is there any subject you want to see us talk about next week?
Yes.
Something that maybe we haven't talked about yet. We've had a few ideas like irrigation, disease, grubs, insects, stripes. I don't know. Is there anything that you guys want to hear about that maybe we're missing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call. See what everybody thinks. Ask the people. Give the people what they want.
Yeah,
Yep.
give the people what they want, right?
Give people what they want.
Yeah, we could also post a something on our Instagram page, like a questionnaire or something. Get some thoughts from the group.
Yeah, we got some topics in mind, but hey, if you guys want to help us pick those, that'd be perfect.
Oh my dude, Don says real versus rotary mowing. Man, that's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
yeah, we don't have any real mowers.
Yeah,
Mark's
no,
gonna
no.
start.
Yeah.
Mark, yeah, Mark, yeah, that's
I've
right.
been real mowing now. And I think we got enough people that regularly tune in here. I think that we could have a pretty good discussion on that.
Heck yeah.
Dave said we should all get dressed up. What do you think, Dave? Should we all wear suits?
I'll
wear a shirt
I'll
and
dress
a
up
tie.
for Dave. I'll put the pink shirt on.
You dress up every fucking video.
It's true.
Yeah, you
always
actually
looking
dress
top.
down.
Vince is out
now.
there mowing. Vince goes out and mows his lawn in a button-down shirt.
Custom.
He's the
Lawn-
fanciest of them all.
Lawngenuity's actually put down one of the one that I want, which is grub prevention, which is super awesome.
That's a good idea.
The season, man. It's time to
Yeah.
So that was a good one, Lawngenuity.
Yeah, I went out on my front porch last night, and there were 7 June bugs laying on their backs doing that thing that they do where they, oh God, already, man, it's happening already.
Oh man,
I love it. Hey, Evo Levin wants to know Ole's full lawn care plan. next
Oh
week.
man, that's a Bible.
That would take an episode at least.
That's a whole new episode.
Yeah, that's like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Like, which section of my lawn you want me to talk about this time?
Yeah.
The Olee Poole saga.
It's broke up in sections, that's for sure. Some of it belongs to Earthworks, some of it belongs to Caleris, and then some of it belongs to ProPete. Testing.
Did you ever have any luck with that? It was like we were using like something like bentonite or something like that on that rock.
I got to get some holes in that rock. I went and brought a new drill bit, and because we killed the other one after about 24 holes. That peak granite is tough.
Wow.
And went and got a new bit. I just ain't had, man, I ain't had time. I'm going all the time. Like today now, I covered that big rock up, and I didn't really like the dirt that I got, but it was free. So, and then a buddy of mine let me in on leaf compost, and that's something good for everybody that's listening and thinking. If you're looking for something good to change soil without going broke, the local landfill has leaf compost, and that leaf compost comes from where the city cleans up, so it's got a little bit of junk in it, like you might find a Mountain Dew bottle or something of that nature. People who drink Chairwine, they throw them in the garbage, because they're legit. But but anyway, you might find a shoestring or two. But that leaf compost is free. Now, there's only certain days they'll give it to you. And like today was one of the days, and they only give it to you for like between 2 p.m. and 4:30. And I luckily got 3 loads. I hustled, and luckily I got in 3 dump trailer loads, and I'm going to till that into that red dirt and get started on that project. But
Olee stops by and he's like, I'll take it all.
I wish I had a way to get it. I wish I had a screener. And I wish I had a way to get it and screen it. And man, the stuff is beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. If you had a way to set up and screen it, man, it would be worth. I mean, it's definitely black gold. I mean, there's no doubt.
Are you going to get a screener?
Maybe one day.
One day.
I got to pay a couple other things off first.
So,
Yeah, I was just thinking.
2 weeks.
Maybe
we'll see the
Tuesday.
machine.
Right. I was just thinking you need another project to take on, Olee. So go ahead and do that screener thing.
I got too many projects, man. I'm going left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
And in halftime, I forget where I'm at.
Jamie, the accountant, said accountant approved. Free dirt.
Free dirt.
He approves. You get the accountant stamp of approval.
Yeah, it wasn't what I wanted, but I think by the time we spread this leaf compost across the top, I've already got the tiller on the back of my tractor, and as soon as I can get a chance, I'm gonna mix it just about a 50-50, I guess, and blend it real nice.
Mm.
Then you're gonna seed right on top of that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yep.
When
Now,
are you
we'll-
gonna do that? You gonna do that like midsummer? That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna do it as soon as I can. I mean, I'm trying to do it before it gets too hot. It's just life, everything else, kids, you name it. Trying to make wife happy with honey-do list and then my list, So I could play.
You
out
have
there all
irrigation
day.
out around there?
Huh?
You have irrigation around that area?
I do not on that side, but I got plenty of hose and I got plenty of sprinklers.
Different area codes?
Different hose and different area codes. Ludicrous is really good.
Yeah, don't take Luda. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up.
Jacob's saying they got
Yeah.
irrigation
Oh, yeah.
plans, man, like that.
Awesome chat again tonight, guys. Appreciate it. Shout out to all of our live chat participants. You guys made it real fun tonight.
Yeah, and we're gonna look through all the comments, obviously, and look at some of those suggestions for topics for next week. If you feel like you didn't get one in, or you're catching the show, after tonight, Tuesday night, shoot us a message, shoot us a DM on Instagram, and we'll have some of those suggestions, and we'll pick something and talk about that next week.
Yeah, and like Zach said before, we got a website, KOTG.live. Check us out on there. There's a lot of information. You can check out these live casts. You can learn about us. There's our introductions in there as well. Check us out on Instagram, keep.off.the.grass.
How many followers is on the Keep Off the Grass Instagram thing now?
We are over 900. I don't know.
Yeah, bumping up there.
That needs to hit
Yeah, getting there.
1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more. Let's see what I got here.
We're on the 13th episode, and 1,000, almost close to 1,000 followers on Instagram. Man.
15.
Yeah.
15.
952 followers right now.
There you go.
Getting close.
All right.
Get that 1,000 this week.
We'll have to start brainstorming amongst ourselves something cool to do for 1,000 follower giveaway on Instagram. Do an Instagram
definitely.
giveaway.
Man.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
KOTG shirt.
Maybe a shirt. Yeah, I hear you.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was gonna say I got all my good prizes put into my 1,000 follower giveaway. So
yeah, we'll get a KOTG shirt. That's an awesome idea.
So we have Sean over 1K. Almost everyone's here over 1K, no? I'm the only 800 one.
Oh, we got to fix that. Come on, guys.
We'll do that this week too.
I'm all right, man. Don't
Get David over 1,000 and keep off the grass over 1,000.
doggy love-hate thing that it's crabgrass. It's all right, guys.
Well, hey, your YouTube's growing. You're doing good on the UIT.
That's true. He is.
All right, guys. Well,
All right.
yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight.
Appreciate
let
it.
us
Yeah.
DM us if you have any ideas for a subject, and we'll catch you next week.
And we're out.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.